Hey, everybody. Is it on? Everything's on. Everything's good. Hey. Hello and welcome to, I don't remember what I called this. Oh, The Beach is a Lie live stream. I Last week's candles were a lie, so I thought, why not lie about something a little warmer? I hope everybody's doing well. I am absolutely exhausted today. I had to get up super duper early and oh, ever since I had COVID, I require like extra sleep at night, and we went to bed kind of super late last night, and then I had to be up at 6:30. Oof. So I'm exhausted. So if I seem less energetic than normal, that's probably why. But nonetheless, we shall do a live stream, and we shall capture some packets and do some nerdy chat stuff. Let me make sure I got the chat thing working. I missed a bunch of chat beforehand. Dwayne coming to live from that island. The beach is not alive. The beach is alive here. It is. Well, it's above freezing here, but I guess for February that's all you can hope for. Samples and tests. Hello, Eric. Yes, I had COVID a long time ago. I had COVID um, for for a long time because I was on the. You probably don't. I have a whole bunch of health issues, and so I was on the Paxlovid medicine when I got it, and so that means like I got the rebound. So I tested positive for like over 3 weeks. It was insane. But anyway, I got over it okay. But ever since then, and this was last June is when I had it, and I used to go to bed about 9:30 or 10 at night, and wake up a little before 5, and that was my schedule. Um, and ever since I had COVID, I cannot function on that much sleep, and I thought I was just like lazy, but today is a testament. I just need more sleep than that. So I'm hoping that fades away. I'm not saying that I have long COVID because there are people who are seriously ill. Like, I don't know if you follow um, Physics Girl. I don't know her name, but Physics Girl on YouTube. I mean, she's like young too, and she can't stand up long enough to take a shower. So she's, has like actual long COVID. I just have lack of ability to get a proper night's rest. I don't know what I have, but anyway, it sucks. But it could be worse. What did I do? Why did I go late to bed for? Yeah, so I was just sitting in bed. My wife was reading. We were in bed, but Grandpappy was cuddling with us, and before we realized it was like super late, so nothing exciting. Just time got away from us. Hello, Shane. Waka waka. Pac-Man noises. Pac-Man noises. Did I? I mean, there is Pac-Man. There's a couple Pac-Men. Pac-Men. I don't. You can't see. I wonder if you can see it with the other one. Hold on. No, I can't see that either. Let's see. Can I see it with this one? No, this one. Yeah, there it is. So you can see the. I have another. This Pac-Man, or this ghost was a gift from my soon-to-be son-in-law for Christmas. Get back to, let's see, that one. Too many buttons. Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping it gets better. I haven't. So the biggest thing that it has taken away from me is my schedule used to be first thing in the morning. I would get up, I'd have a cup of coffee, it'd be nice and quiet, and then I would draw my comic. That was how I did every morning. And for over a year, I didn't miss a day. 6 days a week, I drew a comic. And ever since I had COVID, I've probably drawn 3 comic strips. I just can't get up. So again, I'm hoping it's still just temporary. Uh, oh, eating something. Okay, I get it now. Waka waka waka. Okay, all right. In my defense, I mean, there's Pac-Man ghosts in several places in my office. But yes, you are correct. Eating packets. I get it now. I get it. I'd love to be back at 40. I'd love to be back at 42. Well, 42. 40 also, but I would settle for 42 also. No, it's fine. Uh, yeah, I'm okay with getting older because the alternative, not getting older, means you're not there. So, yeah, no, I'm okay with getting older. I want to keep getting older for a very long time. I always joke with my wife that I want to get really old someday. So, so that's why well, I don't make good choices eating, but nonetheless, that's why I should. Oh, Mason 39. So, I didn't have a hard time turning 40. The toughest year for me was when I turned 29, believe it or not, because I didn't have a hard time with 30, but 29, it bummed me out because there were no 20s left. I'm like, I'm out of 20s. That's all there are. And now that's been so long ago. Oh, if I could tell 29-year-old Sean some things. I mean, you know, Bitcoin probably, but oh, anyway. Growth disgracefully anyway. Yeah. Uh, anyway, well, we're just a bunch of old fogies, but that's all right. Again, I want to get really old someday. So I don't know how everyone is doing. This past week was another rough week for me. I ended last week's live stream. Well, I don't know if I ended it, but I was saying that I really wanted to be able to get 2 Linux Plus videos done every week. And if you are a subscriber to my channel, you know that that did not happen this past week. I got 1.5. I mean, well, 1.5. That doesn't count though. I mean, you can't do half a video. But like, I mean, I have notes, right? I mean, this is notes for the second video that I didn't get done. And they're still on my screen. So, anyway, it is what I miss here. Fernand's Heart. 3 operations in 7 months. Holy cow. Holy cat biscuits. I mean, yeah, that's not cool, but you're here to talk about it. So that part is cool. So always look at the bright side of life. Was that a throwback to what was that movie? Monty Python movie that I sang poorly. I don't know. Trying to think, nothing else really happened. It was kind of a weird Life of Brian. Thank you, Dwayne. I couldn't think of it. Yeah. Monty Python though. Yeah, it's Mason said it too. Everybody knew but me. At least I knew it was Monty Python. I was proud of myself for that. Oh, yes. I lost my train of thought. Hard to believe, right? Yeah, this past week it was I mean, a lot of stuff at work. A lot of stuff that I had to prep for and ended up not happening at all, which I mean is fine. It's, I mean, it's still my job to do all the work. Like so I mean, I can tell you because I won't tell you any specifics. It's not like I'm giving away work secrets, but we were talking about consolidating some data centers because we don't need as many locations. And the thing about it is the servers that I manage they're Filecoin servers. And so it's okay if you don't understand Filecoin. I barely do, and it's been my job for years now. But it has to do this thing calling proof of space-time every 24 hours, and the servers have to be on with all of their storage every 24 hours to do this thing. And the thing actually now takes like 8 hours. So realistically, 8 or 9 hours. So realistically, there's only like 15 hours of downtime. And so I spent most of the week planning out like Cannonball Run type of scenarios where we like load up, like after it's done, power them down, load up the servers, haul butt to either another data center to set them up in time or all the way back. Or I had all these scenarios mapped out, like an RV park with like, the RV parks that have like the 50 amp 240 volt service. Like that'd be enough to get the whole data rack going, but we'd have to set it up in route and then have like a mobile hotspot. Yeah. It was kind of a fun task, and it ended up that we're not going to be consolidating. So it was just a fun exercise, I guess. Again, trying to look at the bright side of it. But it meant for less time to do stuff. And then if you watched my video on my other channel, I just got sidetracked on a bunch of projects that I like. But yeah, I know that the logical thing is to do fewer things, but that doesn't work for me. I just get too burned out. I don't want to say bored. because I'm not bored with the stuff, but I get burned out really quick. So, hot spare, no, no. So, I mean, I can't go too much um, into the rationale because, I mean, I'm just an employee. It's not my business, but, some of the, multiple data centers thing, some of the business, uh, plan, the business goals changed. So like uh, the different locales aren't as necessary now. So the thought was maybe saving some money by consolidating, but it ended up not being a savings. So anyway, so yeah, so they're not moving. So there's still a bunch of data centers, which is fine. Uh, but anyway, have I seen that LPIC released a security course, Security Essentials? Ooh, didn't know that. So Security Essentials, I mean, is this like I'm going to get all collegey, but like an 090 level class, kind of like Linux Essentials? Is this like a entry level? I mean, the word essentials makes it seem such. If so, that'd be cool because not just for Linux too. All right. Because yeah, security is so vital, but it's also intimidating because for me, security is one of those things. And before somebody says it, yes, we are going to do our weekend assignment, but security is one of those things that it almost feels better not to know about it because then you don't know how bad you're doing. But I mean, that's a terrible way to look at it, right? Even though that tends to be what we do. Um, so yeah, I'll have to look at that. Mason, thank you. I think, did you mention that in a YouTube comment? And I don't know if I replied or not, but I saw it and I probably responded verbally in the car at the red light. I don't know if I responded. I don't know if I responded like actual responded to the comment. I tend to, I tend to, I tend to read comments in quick moments, where I don't have time to respond. Or I want to give a good response and I don't have time for it, so then I never respond, which is just a jerk move for me. But anyway, okay, Mason, I still love that for some reason your avatar never shows. You are just like I don't know. Has it always been a yellow blob with like the broken icon thing there? I don't know what's causing that, but it just brings me some joy that for some reason this can't show your thing. Eric, oh, you did a course. So I want some details. Did you do the security course, or I'm curious what you did there because I hadn't even heard of it. Except, like I said, I think somebody commented, probably Mason commented that there is a new security essentials. I'll have to look. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to write it down on my handy dandy boogie board. I just wrote boogie board on my boogie board because that's apparently the thing that I needed to remember. No, the thing I'm remembering is security. I don't know why that makes me laugh. Oh, okay. Our security team mainly responded to emails. Yeah. It's only been off for a week or two. Somebody commented. If it wasn't you, Mason, somebody said something in a comment that I probably horribly didn't reply to, but I read it and probably talked to them, like I said, when I was driving. A cybersecurity boot camp. Yeah, once it's so frustrating. You get to this point where it's like, oh, this stuff is easy. And then you learn enough to realize like, oh crap, it's not easy. And then you learn more and you realize I'm never going to be an expert because there's no such thing as an expert. We're all just so lost. But I digress. So, anyway, interesting. And I missed something there. I'm so sorry. It's funny. Oh yeah, it's, anyway, it is what it is. So security essentials. Oh, I mentioned, I don't want to forget, I wrote it down. The boogie board again, saving my life here. I mentioned in the chat right before the live stream started. So on the Discord, there's a group of moderators who I roped into like testing this thing. Like on Discord, there's a new forum kind of channel. And basically we're going to have like a bunch of other resources available, like other YouTube channels, possibly other playlists, basically free. I think we kind of figured they're mostly going to be free resources for people who are wanting to learn not just Linux stuff, but like nerdy stuff. And it's going to be a moderated thing, but it's going to go public. And it was, I mean, the whole idea came from Scott Butcher. So, I mean, kudos to Scott. And I'm going to kind of get that going, I hope today or tomorrow, because it's been in the background, but I wanted to go public. I wanted to go public like a week and a half ago, and it hasn't. So I apologize to all the moderators, especially Scott, because he's been working the hardest on it. But yeah, that's going to go live today or tomorrow. And so it's going to be cool. Yeah, just a place, just to find some other resources, because as everybody knows, I am certainly not the best, the brightest, or the most productive teacher of nerdy things. So we just want to provide what we can provide. So anyway, yeah, I wanted to cover that. And then I wrote boogie board on my boogie board, which was just silliness on my part. And anything else that's happening before we go into the weekend assignment? I don't think there's anything that I'm missing. Probably. If I think of something, I'll write boogie board on my boogie board again to remind myself. Let's do the weekend assignment really quickly, shall we? It should be a really simple, fast one. And I have to be honest, it was on purpose, the simplicity of it, because it's been such a week. And I don't want to say it was a hard week. It was just a week of stuff. It was a week. Let me move the chat window. And all right. Oh, hi, Millie. Come here. Can you come up? You want to say hi to everybody? Oh, she's very uncomfortable with. Oh, can you see her? Oh yeah, there she is. This is Millie. This is my grand puppy. Yeah. She's a pretty awesome dog. She is the dog whose belly I was rubbing last night, and I stayed up too late. I'm sorry, I realized I wasn't talking in the microphone. Hopefully you could hear me. Anyway, that's Millie. Everybody says hi, Millie. Oh, she's leaving. I didn't have any T words for her. I can't say the T word because she knows what the T word means. So let's go down to here really quick. We'll get through the weekend assignment. The weekend assignment, I'm not going to pull it up on screen like I normally do. Basically, it's just capture some packets and look at them in Wireshark. And we did this exact thing in I think it was the last video. I didn't plan on it being the only video I did in the week, but it was the last video we did. But I just wanted to show you that Wireshark, you can actually look deep into the packets, and we didn't cover that too much. So I just wanted to kind of do that. So what I did, I started Wireshark as root. So sudo space Wireshark to start it up with root privilege, because you have to have root access in order to access the actual network cards, like to capture packets. And so I started up like that. And then just this little shark icon up here, if we hold it over, the tooltip should tell us it's capture. Oh, I guess I got to activate the window, start capturing packets, right? No, I can't take you out right now. Go talk to Grandma. Go talk to your grandma. Is Grandma here? Go see if Grandma's here. Go get her. She's too smart for that crap. Anyway, so I'm going to click the start capture, and it's going to capture some packets. And then I think the assignment was specifically to capture some web traffic packets. So let's go to one of the things that made me way too busy this week, benchashshirt.com, the new podcast that I started making with some former coworkers. I worked with all of these people at CBT Nuggets. That's how I met them all. But anyway, so yeah, this should have captured some packets. So I'm gonna hit stop. And now the thing I wanted to show you is we captured all these packets, and we were capturing packets before we even opened up the web browser. And so it can be difficult to figure out what it is you're looking through, but the nice thing is you can apply a filter in real time. I know that in the video, we talked about applying filters to what we capture, so it only captures some things. But when you're in Wireshark, you can filter after the fact, which is just so nice. HTTP, for example. Oh, maybe I'm going to look like an idiot here. HTTP2. I don't know. This is not what I was expecting. I thought it was just a simple filter. This is the part where Sean. Huh. Well, doggone it. Why can't I just do HTTP? Find. No packet mentioned. Well, it's a good thing this isn't live. uh, why wasn't I able to capture? I certainly captured some web traffic. Yeah, right there, 443. Okay, why isn't it showing? Let me stretch these out so we can look. And now before you think, why am I even watching this guy? He doesn't know what he's doing. I got to be honest. This is what being a network or IT professional is all about. I expected, I expected that it would find the traffic based on that. Let's look for, we could look for SSL. Okay, found some, it did find SSL traffic. All right, these are all SSL traffic. I guess HTTP is not a, it's not a protocol or whatever. It's really that. We could also just probably search by port. Let's try. Can we search by port? It doesn't look like it, but SSL, all sorts of stuff, SSL. But what is this even? This is a weird one for SSL. Anyway, let's, oh, and then this is IP version 6. Sonos stuff. I don't think it filtered it at all. Find. Oh. Find. Oh, it's a TLS, not SSL. Well, hold on a second. Just hold on 1 second. I want to get rid of some of this stuff. I want to watch in real time. We're just learning together here, everybody. Close. Continue on saving. All right. Oh, and I closed the window for the browser. Web browser, web. All right. So start capturing. Go to. Okay. That should have done it once it stopped. So we have fewer packets to look at. All right. This is probably the site. I mean, you're probably like, oh, he's probably so embarrassed, but I am not. Oh, I should have looked at people who are smarter than me. Yeah, let's look at this. Let's try this. We got stuff from people. IP Proto. Yeah, okay. Does that help us any? Did that? Oh, maybe that filtered everything out here. All right, let's see what we found here. This isn't even what I wanted to show you. This is, this is not even the stuff. Destination port. Can we do destination? Port, no. Well, I am befuddled. I might have to come back at some other point and figure this out. I want a destination port. DST. Oh, let's see, byte moon. TCP DS. Oh, look at you all being so much smarter than me. And then is it just equal to? 43? No. Why can't I apply that filter? It seems like I should be able to. Dun, 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 dun. I don't remember being this hard last time I did it, y'all. But that's all right. That's okay. Is equal to. What was that? I don't know what that was. Final quote is missing. I have to quote it. Oh, maybe it was applying it. Well, this is one. Oh, look, I did it. I didn't do it. but this is basically what we're looking at here. This is the destination port. This is a packet. This is a web packet. I'm going to have to look at the filter stuff later because it's going to drive me crazy. Anyway, what I wanted to show you is that you can look at an entire the entire packet. Look at the contents of the information, the source port, meaning like where it started from our computer here, and where we reached out is the destination port. We hit port 443 on the remote server. And it's going to show all sorts of information about the packet itself. And the nice thing is you can actually click through and it should show stuff. Oh yeah, it shows us the different parts of the packet on this side. So this is the actual raw packet. And if you sniff like a telnet packet, this is where you'll actually see the login and password in plain text, which is just awkward. But that's how you used to be able to, I mean, if it's not encrypted traffic, it's that easy to sniff out passwords, just capturing the packets. But anyway, when you click on the different parts on the left, it shows you the part of the packet that it is there. It's only really interesting if there's a bunch of, you guys hear Millie? If there's interesting information like text in there that you're downloading. But anyway, this is how you capture a packet. The filtering is something, apparently I did a better job of filtering when I was filtering the capture, not the results here. Capture, analyze, display filters. Oh, this is what I should have looked at least for the format. TCP port equals. All right. Okay, it is double equal sign. Yeah. Cool. One more try. I'm just playing now. TCP source port. Oh, that's not going to help us any. TCP destination port without quotes. Let's see. What was I doing with quotes, y'all? I'm just a goofball. No quotes. If you ever learn anything, no quotes. Hold on, I gotta text my family about Milbert. I hear you. I know. I wish you'd go down and talk to Grandma. Millie is crying. She says she has to pee so darn bad. Either that or she's super treat deficient. All right, sent the text message. Anyway, we've done it. What a mess that was. Man, you got to stop watching this guy on a live stream. He doesn't know what he's talking about when it comes to Wireshark filtering, which is true. I haven't obviously done that in a very long time. I did a much better job in the video where I could filter on the capture. So maybe I should have just done that. I mean, just TCP dump space. Let's see, it would have just been, I'd have to remember how to build the filter. I mean, we can do host, no, port, probably DST port 443 would have done it, and we would have only captured those ports, and then that's all there would have been to see inside Wireshark. But anyway, let me see all of the, did I miss ridicule? I mean, you guys aren't ridiculing me, you're too kind. Let's see. Scott says he's not working that hard on the thing. I don't know. I do, you know what? Look how attainable I make it look. If you barely have to be able to do anything, and you're outdoing the guy in the live stream. Oh, let's see. Good. I'm glad. Yeah, and honestly, that's what the job is. I mean, the job is that. And okay, I'm gonna walk Millie downstairs. So I have nothing interesting to show you. Let's see, phase 2. There, you can look at my ceiling. I'm just gonna run her downstairs. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, good girl. Right. I would like to do one more unprofessional thing during the live stream if I can at all make that happen. That would just be ideal. Oh, and you know what? Yeah, Millie never went down and talked to my wife. She stayed up here and howled the whole time. So anyway, um, Ben Cheshire. It was awkward stuff. The first episode of Ben Cheshire, and it makes me laugh that Asher, the one who we were making fun of the whole episode, actually came on episode 2. That was fun. And yeah, oh, here we go. The very first. So Bite Moose, yeah. Look, no quotes. And had I looked at the chat, uh, all these. I appreciate everybody was trying to think through it with me. Just yeah, the whole like, and nobody was using quotes but me. For some reason, I was using quotes. Amen to that. Yeah, gooeys are just so gooey. Oh, so okay, this is actually, I'm glad you brought this up. Samples and tests. So when I installed it, the same thing. Like, and I thought I was going to set up like a group membership thing so I'd have access to the Ethernet cards. But even though I said, yeah, sure, set that up, I'm fine with it, it didn't work. I still had to use sudo. So I didn't even mention it in the training video, because even though I did say that on Debian, set it up that way, I still wasn't able to capture packets without being root. So we'll see. Yeah, I was never able to. So I don't know. I still, and in the past, I mean, don't let today fool you. I have actually used Wireshark in the past 20 years. I've always had to use root access for it. So I was a little surprised when Debian asked me if I wanted to set it up with like an end user having access, but it didn't work anyway. Although I haven't rebooted my computer. Maybe it was a kernel issue, like a kernel module that it had to load. I don't know. I'm not going to restart now, but samples and I don't want samples and tests. I don't want you to reboot now, because then you'll get disconnected. So we'll have to see. Maybe report in the Discord. Maybe I'll reboot after the live stream and see if I can capture as a non-root user. Anyway, thanks for playing along. That was something. And I'm gonna reward my eventual sort of success. No, it's not a beer. That's an AHA caffeinated beverage. You're probably thinking, Sean, that's a great idea. Caffeine to help keep you awake. But no, caffeine puts me to sleep. I have to drink caffeine right before I go to bed in order to get a good night's sleep, because my brain is so messed up. ADHD, man. It's weird stuff. Oh, let's see. I would be interested. And if you can capture without sudo, again, I wonder if it takes a reboot. We'll have to report to each other on the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, it's snar.co/Discord. I think there's a link on the YouTube page too. There should be a link somewhere. Pardon me. Nature's Twist Sugar-Free Orangeade. What is this about? I don't know what this is about, but it made me think of, oh, maybe I shouldn't call them out. All right. So I was sent a care package, and part of it is a cool drink thing that I haven't tried yet. And I mentioned it in the second episode of the podcast, I think, but I don't want to call them out, because I don't want to, I don't like to call people out without their permission. You know what I mean? Like, oh, do you know what so-and-so did? And they're like, dude, that was a secret. So anyway, the person knows, and I appreciate it. And I have not tried the drink thing yet. The drink thing yet. I'm a little bit worried I'm going to make it wrong. So we'll see how that goes. And I don't know how long any of you have been following the Brain of Sean, but for a while, like a couple of years ago, one of the segments on my YouTube channel was Drink Stuff with Sean. And I drank several different Kool-Aids. I'm such a Kool-Aid aficionado. Boy, this is a fun rabbit hole I've taken us down. But yeah, it's kind of like, it looks like Kool-Aid, but it's not in English, so I'm not positive. Anyway, it is what it is. Um. Uh, hey, well, Stephen Smith, welcome. Long-time watcher. No, it doesn't sound creepy at all. I mean, I, that's pretty much all you can do, right? I mean, it's a YouTube channel. Watch me. It'd be weird if you're like, I don't know, long time. I can't come up with anything funny. I was gonna say long time sniffer, but that's going too far. I mean, yeah, that's weird. That'd be really weird. If you came in and said, "Hey, Sean, long time sniffer," I'd be like, I probably wouldn't have acknowledged the comment. Long time watcher, Sean. This will be the last time. Oh, yes. Okay. So Loganberry. This was this is just referencing the first episode, well, in the second episode of the podcast, the Crazy Bench Ash Shirt podcast. Does anybody else know of Loganberry? I even asked Ben exactly how to reference it. It's not like Loganberry is just like the whole thing you call it. Like I would like a Loganberry. And it's like, well, here's your Loganberry. But I mean, is it like Loganberry drink, or it's not pop or soda or Coke, or depending on where you are? Oh, okay. I have a question. And this is one of the few places that I could ask it in real time. Over across the pond in Europe, what do you call sweet fizzy drinks? Like Dr. Pepper. What do you call? I mean, is it like here it's a regional thing? It's either pop or soda, sometimes soda pop. Down south it's just Coke, which really throws me off. Pop, really? That's awesome. Um, Very cool. Pop. So pop is that's the part of the US that I live in, is the part that calls it pop. And so I realize it's kind of a weird word for it, but soda sounds weird to me. When I think of soda, it's like baking soda is what I think of with soda. And then Coke really, really weirds me out. Coke is a brand. A friend of mine, whose name I cannot say because he's the friend who's really concerned about his privacy, but he went down. See, I'm being so careful. He went down south and went to a restaurant, and I probably said this already on the live stream, but that's okay. And he went to a restaurant, and they were like, "What kind of Coke do you want?" And he's like, "Uh, what?" And he's like, "I said, what kind of Coke do you want?" And he's like, classic. Because he's thinking like there's Coke and Coke Classic and Diet Coke, but they were referring to soft drinks in general. I guess that's another term for it, soft drinks. Nobody ever calls it soft drinks when they're referring to it, but everybody knows what soft drinks are. This has become a weird live stream. Anyway, pop, mostly Coke. Christian, so mostly Coke, is that where? Oh, let's see. Germany depends on the country. Yeah, Europe is very diverse, and I do apologize for just generalizing all of Europe. That was not fair of me. I for some reason assumed that it was one of those things that the U.S. is just very wacky about, and that other places were a little more homogenous. But that's interesting. Coke, where you're from too. I'm fascinated. A lot of people around here say Coke for most fizzy drinks. That one is still the weirdest for me. It's the strangest, because that is a brand. It's so bizarre for me. Like you say, what kind of Coke do you want? Pepsi. What? So anyway, refreshing drinks in Europe, and y'all are not all about the ice like we are here. Right? Is that a fair assumption? I think that is not European country specific. I think that's possibly everywhere but the US. We are all about the ice. We just fill up them cups with ice and put a little bit of pop, soda, soft drink, Coke in it. But yeah, most places aren't all about the ice, which is fascinating for me. I was in the Navy. People from all over the country would get such heated debates over the Coke, soda, pop, soft drink, something else, fizzy conversation. Yeah, it's funny. That is really funny. But if you're in the Navy, I mean, you know that your coffee at least should dissolve your metal spoon. I mean, it's got to be. That's the kind of that's the kind of coffee. I have a lot of Navy friends, and that's how they explain coffee to me. Went to a restaurant in the South that did not serve sweet tea. Oh, the owners were from New Jersey. That would do it. That would do it. Oh, cola. Yeah. So cola. But then what if you want Sprite? That's not a cola at all. Humans are funny. Say no ice most of the time because they want more drink than ice. And that, I mean, that's perfectly logical too. I don't know what the fascination is with ice, here in the US. You know what I normally do? And this is true. I mean, if I'm at a restaurant and I think in advance, if I don't think in advance, I just get a cup that is all ice with like, pop in between the cracks of the ice. But if I think about it in advance, I'll order my pop with light ice. So like just a small amount of ice to make it cold. And then most of it is actual pop that I paid for. So anyway, and yeah, it does water it down. Uh, it waters it down, but there's so little pop in it that it goes so fast you don't even notice. It's like, and then you still have a cup of slightly brown ice now, and your pop is gone. So if you sit in a restaurant, most restaurants now you can just go up and fill your cup again. So I mean, there's that. I don't know that that's an international thing either. Like expecting free refills on things. I mean, that's, if you're in a restaurant in the US, generally you can get your drinks refilled. I mean, not alcoholic beverages because they're, that's a whole different story, but like pop or iced tea, you can generally get free refills. It's like, and in a fast food restaurant, if you're inside, generally it's like self-serve. Like you have to fill your own cup. They just give you an empty cup and then you go put how much ice and pop you want from the machine out in the seating area. Yeah, I'm thrilled that this has become an international exploration live stream. Da, da, da. Ice goes in water, iced tea or lemonade. I know. Soda machine. Yeah, and Diet Pop fizzes more. No, I don't know if fizzes more. It foams more. So like, if you work at fast food, it's really annoying to fill up a diet soda because for some reason the bubbles don't go away as fast. Like, like you're filling it up with like, and then like there's like the head that of foam that slowly goes down, but it goes down slower with Diet Pop, and that's just annoying. There's a long list of stuff that adds to the US obesity problem, and it is a problem too. But yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, I don't know. Cultures are funny, right? I mean, people are just funny. What is excess? What isn't excess? And then there's tipping. Don't even get me started on tipping. Yeah. I saw a video where they stopped free refills. The cups have a barcode and you can scan it to get your drink. Oh, interesting. No, they're okay. Let's go on another adventure together. So, in the before times, before COVID, before job weirdness, my family, there were a couple years in my employment, career time where I made enough income that we were able to go on vacations. Like when my kids were younger, I worked at a K-12 school, and I mean, gosh, I made $32,000. That was my annual salary, and I don't know where everybody is from or how much that relates to where your cost of living is, but it was fine. We survived fine, but we did not have money to go on vacations, and so it wasn't until I got the job at CBT Nuggets that I was ever able to go on like a real vacation with my family. And so every year we would try to go to Universal in Florida. It's about a 20-hour drive maybe. And we would drive down. We couldn't afford to fly, but we could drive. And and I'm telling this whole story to say that when you go to Universal, you can get these cups. They're like souvenir, thick plastic cups, but they have the NFC thing in the bottom. And when you buy it, it's good for so long, like throughout the day. Like it's like just that day, or I don't remember if it was like a 24-hour thing or like a 4-hour thing or what it was. But you could refill it all over the park with like these standalone machines. But it had to be like on the machine, and it could scan that your cup was still valid, like the NFC chip was valid. And if it was valid, then it would allow you to fill it. Otherwise, it wouldn't. And I imagine that people scammed it really quickly at the beginning because you could have unlimited refills, but there had to be like 20 minutes between the fillings. So you couldn't like put the bottom of your cup in and like fill your kid's cup, with it. Because it would be like, no, you just filled this cup. You can't fill it again immediately. Or you couldn't like fill it, dump it in I guess that's what you do. Why would you put 2 cups in there? You would just dump it into your kid's cup. Anyway. But yeah, there were like timing limitations. But anyway, yeah, because free refills were a thing. And, you could, there was a time where you could get free water at those machines. Even if you didn't pay for the pop, you could get water, which is ideal, right? I mean, this is Florida. This is, a swamp. It's like 90 degrees Fahrenheit. I mean, we weren't catching on fire, but it was like 90 degrees and super humid. So we needed to drink. Like, you have to drink water all day. But then one year, and it's been probably 3 years ago, they stopped free water in your cups. And I thought that was just horrible. Basically, they're making people buy bottled water so they don't dehydrate. And bottled water is super expensive. So anyway, that was a weird trip that I took you down, but we enjoyed Universal for what it's worth. That was always fun. What did I miss? Oh, I've never been to New York. Oh, going out with the food. We didn't know what the tipping was all about. Yeah. And I mean, that is just part of what the restaurant experience is in the US, because I mean, I know, the reason you were concerned, that's how waitresses get paid. I mean, they don't have to make minimum wage because they get tips, and the tips, it's not tips. It's part of their paycheck. And so it's the bulk of their paycheck. It's a weird situation. And it also means, like, if something goes wrong in the kitchen, the waitress usually doesn't get tipped as well. Like if the food takes a long time to come out and like customers are angry, they don't leave as big of a tip, even if it has nothing to do with a waitress. And so it's a weird system. It is a really weird system. The tax not included in the US is not, oh yeah. That's funny because you have to calculate tax. And I don't know why that is, to be honest, because especially since every state has a different sales tax. Some states don't have sales tax, but every other state that does, it's always different. Like in Michigan right now, it's 6%, but like some places it's not even a round number. It's like 7.5%. Trying to calculate 7.5% on top of $17.83. I have no idea. So yeah, it's funny. Sorry, I'm behind. We're still small enough I can usually keep up with the comments here. London is getting bad for tipping. Oh, see, London. So wait, I'm confused now. Is there tipping I don't go anywhere. I've never, I mean, I've been out of the country to Mexico and Canada, and that's it. But anyway, there are some places here, like if the table is really big here in the US, a lot of times they'll include the gratuity in the bill, but then it's limited to like 18% or something. And, often we'll tip more than that. But anyway, that's another whole story. Like I tend to be a really big tipper, and I don't say that to brag, but I say that to say when they already include the gratuity in the bill, the waitress is getting shorted, which is just sad. And so anyway, Disney lets you bring in coolers. Oh, that's nice. That is actually pretty cool. I don't know if they do in Universal or not, but we drive and yeah, I don't know. I'm getting behind. Yes, it's fun. Fear, hatred of taxes. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I thought the US was founded on throwing tea in the harbor. I'm just kidding. Ba-dum-bum. So anyway, all that, yeah, for somebody who is so thrilled and interested in talking about foreign cultures and stuff, it's weird that I haven't been more places. So yeah. I'm gonna highlight this one. Yeah, so go to Make It Easy. It is interesting because fast food, there's no tip. There's never a tip at fast food, which is just weird, right? But I maybe somebody I've never worked at a fast food restaurant, so I don't know. They must need they must be required to at least get minimum wage, which I mean that's another whole conversation too. Minimum wage is just paltry, but I don't think they can do like the waitress thing where they get like $2 an hour because they get tips at fast food, because fast food places very rarely get tipped. Um, anyway, a lot of takeaways. Oh, that was another thing. We're just going to talk about eating habits in various countries today. And we're also going to just look so unprofessional with Wireshark, but that part of the episode's over. um, so in the US, portions, like usually when people come over and eat here, they're like, "Oh my gosh, the portions are enormous. It's no wonder Americans are so big." But correct me if I'm wrong, the taking home a doggy bag or, leftovers or whatever is not as common in other places, whereas that's almost expected here in the US. I mean, if you go to a dinner and you order stuff and you don't finish it all because they give you so much food, I mean, you just ask for a box and you take it away, and then that's your lunch the next day, which is really stinking nice. But I think that is, I think possibly that makes the portion size in the US look a little bit more ridiculous than maybe it is in practicality. I mean, just because we get enormous portions don't mean that we eat it all. Although sometimes, we do. I'm just going to say if it's really tasty. uh, in the UK, you have to pay minimum wage. Yeah, yeah. And I would expect that part of that is because, tipping isn't as, and I don't think tipping isn't as expected or whatever. Is there a man page for tipping? No, I mean, and tipping, like for food at least, is generally pretty easy. Like it used to be 15%, now it's 20% of the bill, is like the baseline. And then if it's really good, you tip more usually. But then there's like tips for other things. Again, I don't travel much, so I don't really know those things. Like, what do you give a bellboy? How do you tip a taxi driver? I don't know. I've been in a taxi like once in my life and somebody else took care of the bill because I didn't know what I was doing. But yeah, I don't know where I was going there, but the tipping thing. Yeah, I don't know and I have to Google every time, like when I went to Mexico, because when you go to Mexico, it's like these all-inclusive resorts, which are just so low stress. If you ever get a chance to go on a vacation to like a Mexican resort with the all-inclusive thing where all of your meals and all of your cocktails and everything is included in the price, do it. It's so nice because there's not that stress of running out of money on vacation. But part of that is you generally tip the waitresses. Like if you sit poolside and order a cocktail or, a pop or whatever you order, generally give the waitress something for bringing it. And I had to Google, because I had no idea what the expectation was. And so I ended up, whenever I go now, I just have like a big stack of ones and like give like, I don't know, between $2 and $5 or depending, I don't even know. I tend to err on the side of too much because I don't want to be a jerk. No waitress pay at fast food. Okay, good. That's good to know. Doesn't, oh, dang it. Oh, I bet that's where the doggy bag thing came from. Because I mean, I'll be honest. Well, I'm a vegetarian. So like if I go somewhere and there's leftover meat, I'll take it home and literally give it to the dog. But for the most part, I'm like, I'm the dog. I'm eating that tomorrow. And yeah, we do expect more. It's weird. Again, culture is just fascinating. We often take some leftovers doggy bag. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, Shane is in the UK, so that is interesting. Maybe I wonder if it's always been that way or if that's a newer trend. I have no idea. I wish there was. I had to pull up my phone to calculate it last night. Yeah, I mean, Oh, and are the rules different with alcohol too? I don't even know if that's the case. I've never separated that. I don't know. It's not like I drink out a lot. Here in Seattle, everything is so expensive. Oh yeah, especially if you're in the city. Ooh. Yeah, Seattle's one of those places that I've actually, big surprise here. I've never been to Seattle proper, but I've been in the West Coast a lot, and those cities are so spendy. I stayed in San Francisco. Thankfully, I was working at Linux Journal at the time, and they picked up the bill. But my goodness, are those places expensive? A friend of mine has a home outside of. It's actually not even in San Francisco, not even really close. It's in like the Petaluma area, and I mean it's like $500,000 home, and it's not a big home. It's crazy, 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 crazy. Caribbean all inclusive too. Oh, okay. I've only ever been to Mexico. So, but yeah, those all inclusive vacations. I have a really difficult time when we go on vacation. For like the first 4 days, I just can't relax. I'm just like, my stress from not working, which is stupid to say, but it's true. It takes me 3 to 4 days before I can actually get into vacation. But for some reason, the all inclusivity makes it easier for me to like let my cares melt away or whatever. So, yeah, it's, gosh, the all inclusive is just, it takes so much stress out. Even if you're prepared, it's just not thinking about how much everything is going to cost is nice. It's just nice. As a veggie, do I like pineapple on pizza? So I'm a vegetarian, but I'm a big fan of cheese. And so, I mean, I don't hate pineapple on my pizza, but it's not my favorite. Because I haven't always been a vegetarian, but I mean, ham and pineapple was fine. I didn't dislike it. It wouldn't be my first choice. I don't think it's like a sin against humanity or anything. Oh, Lewis, thank you. 5-minute warning. Dang it. We might have to do like multiple live streams every week at this point, because I do really enjoy these. Yeah, Seattle everywhere is so expensive. Ugh. Ask for tips. Oh my goodness. Does Subway ask for tips? I haven't been to Subway in a while either. We used to go to Subway quite a bit. I haven't been there for a while, but yeah, asking for a tip at the register. That's rough. All right. I'm running out of time. I'm gonna try to catch up. A forum. I did. I did and I didn't. So yes, there in Discord, there's a new channel type called a forum. It's going to go live today or tomorrow, depending. And it's basically just a way where every post, how like in a regular channel on Discord, you can reply in thread, but then it's weird. I don't know if I think it's weird. Do you do a thread, but then like it shows up on the left-hand side for everybody for a while, and it's just awkward. And like, I just want that thread to go away. I just wanted to like respond to something. And it was so awkward. But this is, yeah, it's just a little bit different. You can you reply under the posts, and like just the moderators will make the post so you can talk about one of the topics. You'll see it. It should be there. Yeah. Let's see. I enjoy yes. Sorry here. Eric HDPS Snarko Discord. And actually all of the links, if I ever talk about stuff, well, not the 2 things that I did, but this week. I guess I should put the Bench Ass Shirt podcast on there and Crabulio. But yeah, the second one is just a link. There's just a site to all the links to all the stuff that I do, except the stuff I've done really recently. But that Discord link is, yeah, just an invite right to the Discord. And everybody here is pretty much in there for the most part. I can't say that. A lot of the people that come to the live stream are in the Discord as well. So, and everybody's friendly. And that, the forum of like posts should go live. Forum is just what they called it, Mason. It's not what I would call a forum. I did put a poll up a while ago to see if people wanted to move away from Discord. I don't love Discord, but it integrates with things and people are already there. And so, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I can't self-host it, but it works. It's fine. All right, gotta continue writing. Oh, D&D homebrew. Oh, my daughter started D&D. I've still never played. I was going to be a DM just because I'm not great at playing games, but I love to tell stories, but I just never did. I bought books and stuff, but I think if you've never done D&D, you can't really be a DM. because you don't know what you're doing. Although not knowing what I'm doing clearly doesn't stop me from doing it. Wireshark. Oh my goodness. Rust. So I interviewed, okay, I'm gonna put this up. This will probably be the last thing because I think it's time for us to go. But so Rust is one of those languages. It's friggin' amazing. It's just so amazing. But it's so very specific. It's hard to get something to compile. If you look on Floss Weekly, from twit.tv and with Leo Laporte, I'm one of the co-hosts on the Floss Weekly show. And gosh, it's been over a year ago now. But if you search on YouTube for Floss Weekly Rust, we did an interview of with one of the main people in the Rust world. And it was a fascinating talk. I really enjoyed it. It was one of the conversations that I really, really enjoyed. Looks like Blight Moose says there was a sec issue with Rust a few weeks back. Like on Floss Weekly. I wasn't there. I just know the one that I co-hosted was an interesting one. I'm sure it was interesting if I wasn't there too. I just didn't watch it. So anyway, Star Wars, D&D. We'll have to talk about D&D sometime, but this is it. I guess we're done. It went too fast. I don't think I took a single sip of my AHA that got us down that's what started the whole soda thing, I think. Anyway, have a great day, everybody. I hope to see you all on the YouTube channel, maybe in the Discord, maybe on the internet, social media, etc., etc. Remember to learn everything. Do what you love. And most importantly, be kind, because what a fun time this was. Y'all were so kind when I just had a horrible time with Wireshark. I will put the clip to the solution live tomorrow, but that's going to be a little embarrassing. Not really. It is what it is. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks again. I'll see you next time. This is a part of the show where Sean remembers how to stop. Okay, I got it.